Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be another Canadian Soldier Reacts video, and today we are looking at the Spanish Special Forces fitness test. So, for those of you who are new to the channel, I am a former Canadian soldier, part of the 1st Battalion of the Royal Canadian Regiment from 1987 to 1998, and at the time, YRCR was a Special Forces battalion, part of Ace Mobile Force. And so I pretty sure I'm well qualified to talk about Special Forces fitness training and fitness tests. So let's get into it. Somewhere in Spain.
All right, so I'm here with he's a captain in the Spanish military, and today we're going to try the
Again, they're doing the cover in the face thing. I don't think this is necessary.
The test to access the course for special ops.
Okay, right.
So if you get passed,
Yeah.
they train you to be a special ops.
Right.
Oh, that's interesting. So the JTF2, when they stood up, they did that. They would test you, and then if you passed, they would put you through training, and then you had to pass that in order to get into JTF2. But like I said, we were a Special Forces battalion already, so if you went from my battalion into JTF2 and you couldn't pass the fitness test, there was something seriously wrong with you, because you needed to be like, we had a yearly fitness test that we had to go through. We went through a fitness test when we started Cornwallis. That's boot camp, TQ2. Most of us failed it. I didn't, but most people did. Then by the end, we had another fitness test by the end of boot camp, and you had to pass that. And then we had another fitness test by the end of battle school, and it was essentially the same fitness test all three times, but the criteria got more and more stringent along the way. So by the time you got out of your, TQ2, TQ3, which was like eight or 9 months, I think, you were in excellent shape. I went from a 34-inch waist when I started Cornwallis to a 27-inch waist when I hit battalion. So it definitely works you.
And I've tried a lot of hard military tests, but I suspect this to be among the hardest.
Okay.
Well, the first exercise we're going to be performing is sit-ups.
Sit-ups.
Yeah, we're going to test.
Okay, so sit-ups. We had to do, I think it was 150 to 250 push-ups in 2 minutes. I did like 225 in 2 minutes. Somebody's holding your feet. You had to have your hands always touching your chest. Your hands couldn't come off your chest. If they did, they wouldn't count it. And there was somebody in the instructor, the guy who was counting, or one of the guys who was counting, would have his hand on the mat behind your shoulders, and your shoulders had to touch his hand. So and your elbows had to touch your knees. So if any of those things didn't happen, they didn't count it. You heard a lot of 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. You heard a lot of that.
Your core strength.
Normal sit-ups, any special sit-ups?
I'm going to perform a sit-up for you so that you can see what you can do at work and what you can't do.
Okay. Because I've heard that you're pretty strict when it comes to form.
Yeah, here in the Spanish Army,
Our
people
guys
are
were
really
strict with
with
form too.
And maybe we don't do a perfect form, but we have a minimum requirement, and if that's not met, we're not going to count the rep.
In Cornwallis and battle school, it was always, actually a lot of times, it was either conducted by the Perrys, or the Perrys were present for it.
Okay. It's
Okay.
going to be like zero.
Perrys
zero,
is
zero.
physical education.
We're going to be stuck
instructor.
at certain
Yeah.
amount if you don't perform correctly.
But show me the form then, so I don't mess up.
You have to get your thumb to your clavicle,
Yeah.
close your hand, and the other hand the same way.
Okay.
You get up
Yeah,
and touch.
I mean,
your
we didn't
knees.
care about the
This is
clavicle, but it was
one
on the
sit-up.
chest.
Just one sit-up.
Okay? Two.
Could be open or
Yeah.
closed.
And when you go
but they
down,
had to
you
stay.
can do the sit-up up to this point. You don't really have to touch with the
Okay.
upper part of your back.
Oh, that's
But you
interesting.
need to have 2/3 of your back touching the mat,
Oh, wow,
or
yeah.
it won't count.
Right.
And then you come back. up
Yeah, and
again.
we had somebody holding our feet.
And you cannot rest. The moment you do this,
Yeah.
Oh,
it's resting and you're gone.
But is
Oh.
it until exhaustion, or do we have a time limit, or what is the...
You have 2 minutes
2 minutes.
But usually you get exhausted before reaching the 2 minutes mark.
Oh shit, I haven't done sit-ups in a while.
Wow. So that
I
we
can
didn't have
give
that
you
rule.
what's the maximum score.
We could rest
Yeah.
as long as we did
That's
push-ups in within 2 minutes, or
150.
sit-ups within 2 minutes.
Right, well, I'm always getting
Same thing
nervous
with
before
push-ups.
these things. So it's because you know you're gonna get super tired. All right, 3, 2, 1, here we go.
1, 2,
Okay, if he's going to count all these, I'm going to fast forward through this.
28,
Yeah.
50. 4, come on, Manu. 25, 7, 98,
He's getting tired.
99.
This is the point where you would
100.
get tired.
I'm gonna stop there.
Good, good, good. That was excellent, Magnus.
thanks.
That was a very good score, actually. So that was 100, right?
Yeah,
Then you're 7.5 out of 10.
that's good.
Okay?
Yeah,
It's a
75.
decent score.
That's a decent
75th
score.
percentile. Yeah, we were allowed to
For the
rest.
push-ups, you want to have
We
your
just had the
legs
2 minutes
very
time.
close. You cannot open your legs.
Yeah,
And your hands must meet your nipples
Oh.
with the thumb, okay? Thumb and nipples.
Oh,
So you lay down,
yeah.
use your chin.
so that's
on that,
different.
Okay.
We
and
could have our
your
hands
thumbs must go under your nipples.
shoulder
Once you have
width.
this position,
Yeah, it was shoulder width
you
apart.
get
Our
up.
hands were shoulder
This-
width apart.
This is not one.
Okay.
And now, whenever you want, you can say go and you start.
And the Perry or the instructor would have his fist underneath your chest, and you would have to come down and touch your chest to his fist. It looks like he's having you touch your chin to the mat. So similar kind of thing. The having your hands closer together like that actually works a different set of muscle. I think it works your tries more on the outside of your arms. So if that's not the kind of thing that you've practiced doing, that can be harder. But if you train for it, it gets easy quickly.
Okay.
You cannot do like this, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
This is not right.
Yeah.
Or, for example, opening the arms like this is not right.
Yeah.
You cannot switch the arms. You cannot do like this.
Oh, we were
This is
allowed
not
to do
permitted.
that.
The moment one hand leaves, you're done.
Yeah.
And you cannot comb, of course.
Of course. Yeah.
And you cannot push your butt up. Yeah, chin to the mat.
We were allowed to do that too, actually. But every second you spent doing those
1,
kinds of things were seconds that you weren't doing push-ups.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Yeah, you're working different
8,
muscles there than I think
9,
you're used to.
10, 11, 12.
Yeah, our
13,
hands were
14,
shoulder width apart,
15,
and they were a little bit
16,
lenient on that.
18, 19, 20, 26, 27, 28, 4, 35, 36, 41, 4, 45. You can rest up in the upper position. You can rest like that.
Oh, okay. So we were allowed to rest also.
Sorry, I didn't tell you. 46, 47, just once though.
We were not. Our hips were
48.
not allowed to touch the floor. If they did, you were out.
49. Oh no.
That's
48.
wow.
hard, man.
48.
If I remember
Way
correctly, I
harder
did
than normal
50,
push-ups.
Yeah, it's hard.
and I
Yeah.
quit at 50.
It's a
50
decent
was the
mark,
max.
but not super hard.
Yeah.
The score for your push-ups was like, okay, a 2.
A 2.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
So that's
This is a
interesting.
really hard test.
Their sit-ups
Yeah, it's like
score is not that
it's like a
bad,
2.
but their push-up
It's
score
very hard.
is.
I actually struggle a lot myself with the push.
Yeah. Oh Jesus Christ. You guys have some hardcore special ops.
Tan berets. The new airborne unit in Canada
know
wears
what
the
the
tan
next one
berets
is.
now too.
Am I allowed
They're
to?
not allowed to wear the
film this
maroon
one without a
anymore.
shirt?
You are.
There's a
Okay, 'cause I
story
think
there.
That might help me a little bit.
You need your,
Okay,
your
so
full
this is
part.
interesting. So we did not have a chin-up test, at least not for battalion. If you wanted to go on your jump course, then there was a chin-up test, and I believe it was 6 or maybe 7 chin-ups. And again, form was really important. So when you would come up, I don't think the grip mattered, but when you would come up, you would actually have to touch the bar to your chest. And if it didn't touch your chest, it didn't count. And when you went down, it was your elbows were locked out straight. And if one of those two things didn't happen, then it didn't count. I did this all during battle school, on the way to and from every single meal, every single day. And by the end of it, I was able to do 13 chin-ups. This was tough. for me.
I need my full power because I'm a little bit disappointed with the push-up. So now I need everything I can get.
You can get your grip as wide or as close as you want,
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
but once you get it, you can't change it,
Okay.
and you cannot release the hold. You also have to be in a line
We could change our grip, I'm
and
pretty
chin
sure.
clearly.
But again, I didn't do the
Yeah.
jump course, so I'm not 100%
When
sure.
you go down fully. You can get like here,
Of course,
and this kind of thing,
it's not allowed.
not allowed.
The push-ups kind of killed me actually because it's so weird. I feel like it's a little bit of the same muscles you use, even though it's not the same. It's like I feel
No, push-ups is
tired.
tries.
You've been
Pull-ups is
performing.
buys.
That's the thing
or
with going
more.
back to back, you know. And you also
Primarily
said
tries
earlier
versus
that
buys.
if you have a bigger group of people, you get more rest, so it's usually easier.
Yes.
But then also the score is based from the whole group, right?
Yeah.
So you just take the average, kind of.
Yeah. And right now you're performing above the average, so you're in.
Well,
Oh,
I got a
interesting.
2 on the last one though.
Yeah, but the two is.
So they
what
take
usually is
everyone
a
who's
5.
above the group's
Right, okay.
average
So it's not that bad.
Yeah, because
and
It
get
sounds
rid of
horrible,
everyone
but
who's
it's not
below
that
the
bad.
group's
okay,
average.
right. What is
That's
the maximum
interesting.
here?
31.
31. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
it's a lot.
I mean, 31
31.
pull-ups I could probably do,
Okay, the most I've ever seen anybody do ever was 25. Now, he probably could have done more. There was a guy in battalion. I can't remember what his name was. He was a short, little, skinny guy in Charles Company. He was a thud everywhere else, but he could do push-ups like nobody's business. This is a guy, he was across the hall from me on the 3rd floor of the Shacks in London. And he couldn't wake up in the morning. He had his alarm clock set to his stereo beside his head, blaring, and it would wake up the entire floor, but not him. This guy could do, I've never seen him get tired of doing push-ups. The sergeant always told him to stop showing off and get down and go away. This guy was really good. But for me, the most I ever did was 13 chin-ups. So, wow.
with that form, there's no chance I can do it.
Whenever you feel ready, I'm gonna start counting. And here you have no time limit.
No time limit, and I can rest. Just
I'll
don't
probably
let go
fast
of the
forward
bar.
a bit through this again.
That's it.
Okay. All right.
We don't need to
Okay,
see
here
him
we
doing
go.
every single chin-up.
1, 2, 6, 10, 11, 12,
Wow, he's still going strong. Yeah, see, that's it. This is where I would be done.
15, 16, 19,
Now he's getting tired now.
20,
Oh, maybe
21.
not.
You have it.
Oh, yeah, he looks tired now.
23,
That's still good form.
24, 25.
Holy crap.
You have one more in you.
Okay. He looks like he's about done. I didn't see if the counter went up.
31. 13 and a half because you
Okay.
You did very well.
30 is nuts.
That's a 9.5.
9.5.
Yeah, 9.5
Okay,
out of
good.
10. It's a
That's
great
nuts.
score.
That's
Yeah.
really good. Wow.
It definitely helped me to be able to rest on the bottom. That's and when I jumped up, I was like, oh my god, my hands are a little bit too narrow, but I couldn't
Yeah,
adjust
Yeah,
saw
it
it.
looked like his hands
I
were
couldn't
narrow.
adjust it because I'm not allowed to.
Yeah, that's a weird rule.
All right, 100 meters. So what's the maximum score?
meters.
Well, the maximum score is actually pretty tough to reach because
Okay.
it's 10.5 seconds.
10.5 seconds in 100
10.5
meters,
seconds.
and on
Super
like
That's like
concrete / gravel.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
serious
It's
running
That's
time.
almost like a professional runner time.
Yeah, but the minimum.
I think I was doing like 11 seconds. Like I was really good at running. Sprinting was my forte. I did reasonably well. In fact, I did pretty well. In fact, I think I was the fastest on my course in the 2.5 kilometer run. I did it in 8 minutes and 12 seconds, I think. But I had the entire course pushing me on that one, like egging me on, or helping me with that one.
It's like 13 seconds.
That's still pretty fast. Yeah.
Yeah,
13
it's still pretty
seconds.
fast.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
the
a good
minimum to
time.
get past. Like there are
Definitely.
also subpar scores,
Okay.
but
Yeah, we didn't do a sprint test like this, and I don't know if a lot of our guys would have passed a sprint test like that, to be honest, because that's one heck of a time.
we're not aiming for those.
Okay. Yeah.
But again,
When
by this
I
point,
turn on the timer, I'm going to simultaneously.
they're not taking, I don't believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't believe they're taking civilians off the street to do this test. Like I said, the JTF2 didn't take civilians off the street. So they expect you to be in shape before you get here.
Lower my hand,
Yeah.
and then you go.
Okay. So as soon as I see you start lowering your hand, then I can
Yeah,
go.
you can go.
He doesn't have great technique. He needs to keep his arms closer, his elbows closer. Not a terrible
the
time,
time?
though.
12:45.
12:45.
Yeah, that's
I'm
not a
pretty
bad
happy with that,
time.
honestly.
I'd actually be happy with that, but the fact is that the register I have is very strict. Your score would be 3.75.
But I'm
Whoa.
still happy with that though, because that's like for the special ops and everything.
37th
So you're
percentile. That's
definitely in,
Yeah.
and you even have a 3.5 when the 2 is the
Yeah.
minimum to get in.
Yeah. So still passed.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
still passed.
The next
2 is the
one
minimum
is a
to get in.
maze, right? Like a
Yeah.
tunnel maze.
Yeah, it's like a sewer simulation,
Okay.
and
Oh,
it's
that's
like a
interesting.
labyrinth,
Yeah.
and you have
So
to.
we would do a bunch of stuff crawling through culverts and sewers and stuff like that, but not a maze. Like we did some trench warfare stuff and things like that, but there were no tests that had us going through mazes like that. Crawling through a lot of mud and gunk and crap, but
Get out of it. But this one has no scores. It's just pass or no pass.
Okay.
this one has no scores,
So this
pass
one
or
is
no
kind of
pass.
scary, right? That's the.
Yeah, you have like to overcome the anxiety and the fear that you might experience, like going in.
Claustrophobia.
Yeah, claustrophobia, or even if you're sensitive to disgust because you touch something icky or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You have to overcome all that, and you have to run through the maze.
Yeah.
And if you find a dead end, you have to keep your cool. So that's part
Okay.
of the test. Okay.
So I might get lost in the maze. That sounds kind of scary. As long as you promise there's no snakes down there.
I can't promise
Because
that.
I've heard of people getting bit by snakes in those things.
Yeah, actually, we sometimes have wild boars in ours.
Oh no.
If you hear some snorting around the opposite direction.
He's psyching you out, man.
Shit.
Oh, a little guard box.
This is supposed to test that if you are able to be cool and to keep your cool under pressure,
Oh, is someone in there?
Wow.
maybe a wild boar. We will never know until you get inside.
Hello? And
Get
I have
in
no
your head,
idea how
dude.
long it is and how long it's going to take. I'm just going to.
It's supposed to be like that. It's just like an enclosed space. You're not going to be comfortable. You cannot get up, you cannot run.
Yeah.
You feel the pressure of being underground.
Right.
And under those circumstances, you have to
I've done things like that in civilian life.
solve the maze.
Yeah.
Those things
it's a
don't
good
bother me.
thing that I don't have claustrophobia.
3, 2, 1, go.
Why is there a timer? I guess there's a minute timer on this. Yeah, don't stand there thinking, dude.
Oh, there's so much spider web here. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's dark. Let's go back. Can't see anything. What is this?
It's an interesting test.
All right, here.
I didn't hear them saying there was a time limit. Well, you get out with 3 seconds.
Oh, that was. Oh, there was so much spider web and stuff in there.
Yeah, there was.
It was pretty. I don't know. I feel like it was a bit of luck that got me through it in
Yeah.
less than 1 minute, because I could have gone the completely wrong way. Because you saw bits of light everywhere.
Yeah.
And then you're like, is that where I should go? And then I was like, nah, they're probably trying to trick you, so you should probably follow the darkness instead. That was my...
Well, you were right, because actually the fastest way to go is exactly the darkest tunnel in there. That you
Yeah,
you like
I can
18
see what
and
they're
you're
trying to
"Ooh,
do
this is
there.
super dark.
Okay.
an
And
interesting
that's
thing.
what you have to go do. You have to go through that tunnel.
Canada has
I hope-
nothing
I
like
hope I
that.
passed that one at least.
Yeah, sure.
Now it's only the 3,000 meter.
Yeah.
This is the one that I'm dreading because it's with extra weight, right?
Yeah, it's with
3,000 meters.
20 kilos.
20 kilos.
20 kilo. Okay, so in battle school, we did the 2.5 kilometers, so 2,500 meters. That was a maximum time, I think, of 12 minutes. Like I said, I did it in just over 8. The average was about 9. That was in PT gear. When you got the battalion, we would yearly do what was called the 2x10. Day 1 would be 16 kilometers, so 10 miles, with 35 pounds web gear, so essentially 20 kilos web gear. And the time for that was 2.5 hours, but the battalion always did it in 2 hours. In fact, oftentimes we come in like 1 hour 50-ish, somewhere around there. So we were, always 2 hours or under. And if you were over 2 hours, you got in trouble. And that was day 1. And then I think at the end of day 1, or maybe it was the end of day 2, I can't remember. We would also have to do a fireman's carry, like a 300 meter, 100 or 200, 300, I can't remember how far, but we had to do a fireman's carry where we picked up one of the guys beside us and fireman's carried him. And then day 2 was 10 kilometers with an 85-pound ruck on your back. So full web gear, full ruck. And again, the time for that was 2.5 hours, but we would always come in under 2 hours. So we didn't do exactly the same thing that these guys are doing. The closest thing that we did was the 2.5 kilometer, but that was in PT
I
gear.
think it's going to be pretty tough, and I think that the most important job here is to keep your pace.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, that's
you have
important,
to
yeah.
hold your strength, and
Yeah, if you go
have
too
to
fast at the
lay
beginning,
back a little
you're
bit
going to burn
and
out
not,
and you'll die.
A sprint at the beginning.
That actually happened to me on my first 10 kilometer. We did a Terry Fox run in Petawawa in 1987. And this was all military people, so really good runners. By 5 kilometers, I was 3rd place. By 10 kilometers, I was 85th place. So I ran too fast at the beginning, and I lost it in the last 5 kilometers. There was a guy who actually, I didn't know him at the time. He was airborne, but he encouraged me to keep going and actually helped me get in. Rob, Sergeant at the time, Rob. If you're watching, say hi, Rob.
Uh-huh.
Because if you do that, I don't know if you're going to finish the test.
Yeah.
The most important thing is to pace yourself.
Right. I'm terrible at pacing myself, but I think I've gotten a little bit better over the years of trying these tests.
Pacing
Hopefully.
yourself is important with these things, yeah. I did a 10 kilometer in PT gear, and I really worked hard to pace myself. I came in second, not first. I came second in the battalion, and I came in just over 28 minutes. You pace yourself, you can do a really good job.
So this is the last exercise, right?
Yeah, that's right. But it's going to be the toughest too, because it's going to be running 3 kilometers.
I don't know, I'm good at running,
And
so
you're going to be facing very tough uphills.
I'd
I
say
feel
the
like
chin-ups
20
are the
kilos is
hardest.
so much more than you think. Like,
Yes.
it doesn't sound so bad, but 20 kilos is a lot.
It's a lot, especially after a while, because at first it's like, yeah, I can carry this.
Yeah.
But in the long run, you start feeling the weight a lot.
If you
This is
train
uphill,
for
it's
it,
gravel,
it's not that
but
bad.
it's the last thing we're doing today, so that makes it a little bit easier, I think.
King of the hill.
Oh,
Damn, this
it's
is
a
heavy.
flak
Yeah.
fest.
Are you comfortable?
I'm pretty comfortable. Let me
Oh, well, that's
rest
better.
my legs for 2 seconds. So,
With web gear, it's all sitting on your hips, right?
okay, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Just gotta remember to pace myself.
Okay, I'm probably going to fast forward through a lot of this.
I have to start walking a little bit.
Yeah, So when you're going up, walking up hills like that's probably a good idea.
They told me
And
it's not smart to run the whole way.
if you
so
put your hands on your knees and actually,
My tactic
I've
is
done
to-
this. You push with your arms. It actually
Only-
helps.
run when it's flat or downhill.
Yep.
When it's steep,
Walk.
I'm just gonna walk fast.
Yep. That's a smart way to do it. Another thing we used to do a lot in cases like this, if you were really, really tired, we called it run one, walk one. So we would pace ourselves by the light poles, and we would run from one to the next, then we would walk to the next one, then run to the next one, then walk to the next one. That's if you were really, really tired. And yeah, pushing yourself up on your knees
Possible.
like that.
Trying to run up here, I think would be stupid. So
Yeah. Yeah, you're better
I'm
off
just
doing that.
running where it's flat or
But if it's a
downhill or
circle, you're going to be coming
slightly
down.
steep, but
And you can like gravity
this is
carry
too
you.
steep to run.
You like gravity carry you, and you can get a good speed on the back half of this. Biggest thing you got to worry about is falling down on the. Yeah, see, you make up a ton of time
It's
here.
so hot. Jesus Christ, it's hot. This weight was a little bit too big, so I have to hold much. I'm just pretty good though.
15:35.
Where is the
That's a
finish
good
line, though?
pace.
Oh, Jesus.
You're done. There's no fucking way you're still
So
fast.
that's what is that? Five
No.
5 minutes,
Are you okay?
12.
I almost-
5
'cause
minutes
I was-
13 seconds per kilometer.
Fucking-
You're going to get hurt later.
It's not bad.
No, it's okay.
Okay, Magnus,
Yeah,
you've performed really well in this test. I'm actually surprised.
I'm surprised too.
That's about
I'm
average
just
for our
happy that I
guys, to be
have the
honest.
GoPro to
I
prove
think.
it.
Yeah, really.
I was like on the way there. I was hiking up the first.
Yeah, honestly, again, it's PT gear, not with 20 kilos on you, but 2.5 kilometers in 12 minutes is the standard for basic, or was in 1987 for basic in Canada. I know they've really changed the PT tests a lot in Canada. It's a lot weirder now.
2 steep hills, because you said those would be really hard.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just gonna hike, and then when I passed the hill and was running down, I could go so
Yeah,
fast.
just let yourself go.
You have a 10.
I have a 10.
You have 10.
Wow.
10
Thanks.
out of 10.
man.
Nice.
Yeah, that's crazy. The more I do these tests, I feel like endurance is what I should do.
Oh,
Because I
it's
always
important.
perform better on like 5,000, 3,000. So maybe that's what I should have done with my life, not the stupid climbing that I've been doing all the.
Well, climbing got you here, so.
Yeah, that's true.
So you performed outstanding. You had 15 minutes and 40 seconds,
Yeah,
and that's a 10 out of 10.
that was
That's
surprising.
interesting.
It's
I
a
would
very
have
good
thought
mark.
that
I was surprised when I saw it.
with some of the other bars being so high, right? Their sit-up bar is pretty high. Their push-up bar is quite high. Their chin-up bar is nuts. I'm surprised that they're running, and the sprinting bar is really high too. I'm surprised that their running bar isn't higher.
Saw you coming because I thought there's no way it's him, but it was you actually. So to sum up,
Yeah.
you did very well in the endurance test in the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
You did very well in the pull-ups, and you had some weaknesses in the push-ups
Yeah.
and some weaknesses in the 100-meter sprint.
I think the push-ups is incredibly hard though.
Oh,
Like
Yeah,
49
that
narrow
technique.
push-ups like that, I'm pretty
Yeah.
happy with, to be honest.
Well, I don't think they were so narrow. It's just
Yeah,
like our standard.
that's your
you know?
standard.
Yeah. But overall, you performed very well. You had a 6.5 out of 10, and it might not sound as much, but remember that you are competing with the best score of the best performer in every test.
Mm-hmm.
My plan here was to award you a military rank depending on your performance,
Yeah.
and the 6.5, it's about colonel, okay? Because
Okay.
you could
Colonel?
do better. You could be a general.
Yeah.
But for now,
Oh wow.
I think you deserve this because you performed really well.
Thanks, man.
So
That's funny.
Nice to meet you,
Wow.
Colonel Pico.
All right. So that looks like it's over. So that was interesting. I'll be honest, the test is quite similar to what we were doing. I mean, obviously a few differences, but quite similar to what we were doing back in the late 80s, early 90s. So, but that's what I would expect from another special service force. So pretty cool. Definitely some differences in the standards too. Some of their standards are way higher than ours, chin-ups specifically. I think some of their standards might be lower or than ours were back in the like I say 80s and 90s. But all right. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please leave a like down below. Please, if I got anything wrong, if you didn't like something that I'm saying, let me know in the comments. And please subscribe to the channel. It really helps out the channel. And I will see you all on the next one. Bye.